I'm Brenda Rozzi, and you are?
Richard Russell, for better for worse, like a marriage.
And we're going to discuss the City Council agenda, and it's 5 pages long.
And one for the Wednesday.
Right, well,
That's a special meeting.
That's a special meeting,
Yeah,
right.
we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so good news is there's no public hearings.
Well, again,
Yeah, what?
it says public hearings. The next thing below it, it says matters pending a public hearing. I think they should change that to woulda, shoulda, didn't.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, considering that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are not from 2024.
Yeah.
So, what does that tell you?
Yeah. There are no communications from the mayor, city officials, or city attorney, but from what I hear, there are smoke signals coming from the 3rd floor.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Ooh.
There's a lot of unhappy.
I hope there's not smoke signals for rain, because I don't want rain.
No. What's her face? Our senior senator isn't in town, so it's not her smoke signals.
Well, she's in Boston, though.
Yeah, well.
And now we have committee reports.
Again, here we go. The old Florence Street garage demolition project.
Right, but I think it's not just so much Florence Street. It can be, the money can be used for other projects. Mm-hmm. So I think that's how it's going. I'm not sure. Yeah. Or city, because it says demolish Florence Street garage or city-owned property. So I think it can be used either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, agenda item 45324. Authority to expend $300,000 for municipal clean or efficient energy initiative of the Merrimack Valley renewal from the Mass Attorney General, and that was put on the agenda by Theo Rosario, city engineer. I think they lost a word somewhere along the line. Okay.
Yes, and then authorization to expend $623,371 grant awarded to Mayor's Health Task Force / Lawrence Reach from Center for Disease Control. And that was put on by Martha Holt, project coordinator. And I don't know if you remember, Martha Holt used to work at the senior center, and now she's over at
okay. All right.
You see, you'll know her.
Mm-hmm. Next one is payment of prior year's invoices, $944.07 to Amazon from Eileen Brunel.
I hope she bought us something nice from Amazon.
I do too. I know.
Maybe we'll find out tomorrow night. I mean,
well, if we find out tomorrow night, we're in the wrong spot.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, I know.
We'll find out Tuesday night. Yeah.
We know how the bills can get shuffled in the wrong, put in the wrong inbox, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Now, appropriation transfer $1,266,836 from Capital Reserve Fund 019900/5963 to DPW Capital Improvements. Is this for snow removal now?
I don't know. I mean,
what capital improvements have we got?
How come they don't list what these capital improvement projects are?
Because I don't know. You know what I was going to say, but
I know.
Let it go. Let it go.
Okay, authority to expend $187,161.11 under the PSAP 9/11 training grant from Rosa over at Director of Support Services at the PD. You got no problem. Anything that helps the police department,
right?
I'll rub a stamp in a heartbeat.
Right. And then authorization to expend $52,372 fiscal year 25 municipal road safety, also put on by Rosa Shepherd. Police department, not a problem.
Are they going to buy traffic cones and put them around the potholes? Just a thought.
Well, I don't know if you were listening to public safety, and they're talking about, public safety and crosswalks and blah, blah, blah. And you know how in front of Michael Plant's house they had that 4-way stop sign in the middle of the road?
In the middle.
Someone said, we should do that more often in a lot of the roads, because it makes you really want to stop. But
yeah, we should put I won't continue. I was going to say something about a 4-way stop sign on the 3rd floor, but... Authority to spend $197. Here I go. I'm screwing up again.
Oh.
I have the makings of being a counselor again. 19,000. $729.91. Bureau of Justice Assistance grant for bulletproof vests. I wonder if no, I won't even go beyond that. No, I got no problem with that.
Some have them somewhere and some don't. So I don't know if they're going to...
damn fools if they don't wear them.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be, they're going to buy enough so it'll be mandatory.
Should be.
Well, it should be. Exactly, it should be.
Just because we haven't had any police officers shot doesn't mean it can't happen.
No, no, but, So the next is the Housing Committee. There are 31 of these.
Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. I messed up. I double-sided them.
Which is taken by eminent domain temporary easements. And this all has to do with what is turning Amesbury Street from one way to two ways.
Which is, people may be wondering, but I mean, I managed to stumble on the project number, and I went into the MassDOT website, and I looked up that project, and that project is worth about $8.1 million.
Oh my God.
An $8.1 million genuine crap show. I just can't,
I mean, I don't ever remember Amesbury being two ways. People say, oh yeah, it used to be. I don't remember I'm sorry. But I can't, I don't know.
Well, the only good thing about all these, I think
there's 31 of them.
31 of them. The only good thing about it is the easements are for 5 years.
Right.
So it means 5 years from now they'll be renewing the easements because we know the project isn't going to be completed.
Well, depends.
Yeah.
I mean, how much money does the city have to put in?
Okay, we hit ordinance committee. We got the new ordinance in compliance with MGL Chapter 40A, Section 3A, which is the infamous MBTA Community Act, where you have to provide X number of housing units within a certain distance of a rail line that goes through your community, whether there is a stop or no stop. I mean, Methuen does not have a stop, but they're getting hit with this.
Right.
Now, the thing that gets me, there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's 79 communities that are involved with the MBTA, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
We have 351 communities in the state. Why did the rest of the state elected officials get to vote on something that only impacts, 25, 30, no, be less than 25%, be 22% of the communities?
I don't know.
But again, this is making us bigger and better.
Yeah.
Park Naming Act, I couldn't quite follow what was going on.
I think that has to do with naming of the parks, and we only have a certain number of parks left.
Yeah.
But some parks are named. There were duplicate name parks, and someone was also saying, why don't we name a park after a living person so they get to see their park, as opposed to, after they're deceased and whatever. As
somebody that is more familiar with the park names and monument names in the city, doing what I'm doing for the tax write-off, I think I took my last picture yesterday.
Okay.
There are a lot of parks that have the same name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
We got, just up the street from me, General Donovan School. But over on Andover Street, we got Donovan Park. And then we also have Donovan Square.
Right.
Where
That's
Coolidge comes into Andover. That little triangle there is they're both the same.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's about the only one I can think of. Okay, we got Cronin Park, we got Cronin Square, but they're not the same people.
Okay.
You look at a list, and geez, they're the same. No, they're not. There's very few that are duplicated. But as a quick aside, street names in New York City have a secondary and tertiary name to them. A street can have 3 names. It only has one valid postal name,
Okay.
like Fifth Avenue. But Fifth Avenue could also be Rozzi Street. And then it could also be Lantigua Avenue. I mean,
Yeah.
they can have 3 names. So why can't something like that be done around here? Duh.
Yeah.
But again, what can I say?
Well, remember when they wanted to do a couple things? They wanted to change street names, or they want to name.
Oh,
When that was the whole thing. But then what happens is, how do you do that when people have been lived there for how many years and they're getting their mail at this address? You know, you got.
and then there's anywhere between 25 and 50 different people that you have to notify for changes.
Right. Yeah, that becomes.
Yeah, bill changes. It wasn't worth it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Let's see, what's the other one?
Annual department reporting
requirement.
requirements. Do they actually do what they're supposed
They
to?
do quarterly, but like Mark said, they want an annual one right before, I guess, the budget meeting.
I think they ought to make it annual as of March 31st. That way you can see what their results are while
Yeah.
we're in the budget making process. But again, what do I know?
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, now they have the,
One jointly owned and 2 jointly owned canal. Let's see, one of them, wasn't one of them withdrawn?
I believe so, and I forget which one it was.
Yeah, one of them was withdrawn.
Going to be withdrawn.
And again, if it's in the interest of improving something,
Right.
underground electric conduits in North Canal Street, again,
But you know, the controversy with the poles is when they
I know.
put up a new pole and they take the light off the pole, they don't put the light back. And I think that should be something that they're.
Well, another part of the controversy is, okay, these are JOs, these are jointly owned. So Nat Grid isn't the only people on it. There's somebody else on it. So if the other people don't feel like moving their wires, that other pole has to stay there. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we went through. Didn't when Modesto was council president? Didn't we go through this way back?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and now we're into personnel committee.
Yeah.
So approval appointment of Michael J. Abasamra to the Zoning Board of Appeals. He was supposed, when Freddie Diaz, they put his name down, they put this gentleman's name down. I don't know what happened. I know. I don't know what happened. But they, but now I guess they're putting him back. He must have came and interviewed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're going to reappoint Richard Rivera, who is the zoning board chairperson, and Anthony
Tony
Coco.
Coco.
Tony Coco, yeah.
Good
And 2 good guys.
snowblower guy.
Yeah. No, 2 good guys. I mean,
yeah.
I've started going to the zoning meeting because a lot of times we'll go to zoning and then we're going to come to planning.
It'll bounce back and forth.
Right, and if it comes to us afterwards, at least I know how they voted.
Yeah. Or why they voted.
Or why they voted,
Yeah.
and the conditions, and because sometimes we don't get the decisions in time. So it's working out really well. Being there and doing that. Okay. They had public safety. I wonder why there's no report. Maybe because it was last night. I don't know. A couple nights ago.
Public safety.
Yeah.
Zip. Nothing.
Committee of the whole. Establishment of Handicap Parking Commission.
I got mixed emotions about that.
Well, I think if they do that, then won't it not have to go through ordinance for handicap parking anymore? And it's only going to be for a couple, and you can only have it for a couple years.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I noticed today, I mean, I've always complained about the one that's just up the street from me, that they had the handicap thing and they put a wooden sign just below it that said private parking. I got in the car and waiting to go up to IVCS this morning, waiting for Lee to come out, and wait a minute, something's wrong. It looks like they put a new sign there, new handicap sign, and directly above that, 30-mile-an-hour speed limit sign, and the biggie, the wood private parking sign was gone.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So now this number, 148-24, is the special meeting.
This is what we'll get to
Right.
for Wednesday.
Right.
Okay.
So there's no old business.
Yeah, there is a lot of old
Well,
business,
this is
but
true.
we know that.
There's no
Nothing really worthy of.
table matters. Do you think
Let's
anything?
see. Let's see.
So, wait a minute, 148.
Let's see. 7216 residency requirement, city employees, home rule petition. That was a review, and that was taken off the table in February 1st of 2 years ago, 2022. And somebody said that I support residency requirement for city employees. I do, provided the school teachers are forced to live here. We know that ain't going to happen.
No.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
An establishment of the 25-mile-an-hour thing, they're trying to bring that back. I don't think that's going to happen, but whatever.
I would like to see it happen.
Yeah.
What are we on? Are we on page 5 now, or are we on page 4?
It's only table matters, a bunch of table matters. I don't think there's anything. But now we're into new business.
Oh, new business, always new business. Property tax classification public hearing. Okay. Yes. How much? Thank you very much. That's about what it amounts to.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't listen to us. The city just aggravatingly just spends money continually.
And we have to pay for it.
You know, like I asked about the DPW improvements. What are they?
We don't know, because they won't tell us. Appropriation transfer, $40,000 from stabilization reserve to judgment account for litigation settlement. Not a problem. You know, Tim Hooton and his attorneys, fellow attorneys. And then
That's the 350,000.
no, I did the 40.
Oh, that's the
There's
40.
another one for 350 from stabilization to legal services account.
Now I heard. I don't know if you heard the conversation, but somebody said that they had basically eliminated the cost of outside legal services. Duh.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's to pay prior bills. You wonder?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Appropriation transfer, $250,000 from ARPA, another robbery politically authorized, free cash, to a new account to support the Lawrence Community Works redevelopment of the Dye Works building.
Where's the
Where?
I don't know where it is.
I'm dying to find out, though.
Me too. Acceptance of voluntary easements from the ESSA company for the Mass DOT Amesbury Street redevelopment project.
Voluntary easement. They're determined to get rid of that property. The city is I don't care what anybody says. The city refused to sign the deeds when they tried to turn it over, what was it, 35 years ago, 40 years ago, long before I got here. And I know on a deed you need 2 signatures. I can offer to give you anything and my signature's on it. If you don't sign it, it ain't going nowhere. Yeah. It is what it was. But you know, if it's under the guise of
Dan McCarthy, then I'm off.
I have no problem with Dan.
Nope.
I do question the rationale on why Amesbury Street needs to be 2-way. Traffic is screwed up enough as it is, and tomorrow, and if they go 2-way, it's going to be twice as screwed up in that area.
Well, I think that when you come over the bridge, you have to stop at Canal Street, so now you can just go shoot straight up. And I go, okay, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to have to make a few no left turns or right turns off of when you're going up, because that will really mess things up. Now, 2 handicap parkings.
Those.
One at 22 Irene and one at 9 Keeley Court.
They will be properly investigated and vetted for that.
But where's Keeley Court? I never heard of it.
Now, can I kind of go into? They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me.
So is Ben Affleck coming to do a movie again?
I heard that they were. I don't know if they're going to be doing it around here, but again, what are they going to use Lawrence for, the before or the after photos, stills? I mean, I apologize.
But
I see the good side, I see the bad side of the city.
yeah. And then an economic development, creation of citywide master plan.
I got no comment on that.
I need to know what it is. What
Yeah.
is it? What do they want? What
Yeah.
is what are they thinking? And then the business development economic vision. What is it? What are we looking at? I mean, because my idea of economic development or business development could be totally different than 20 million other people.
Exactly.
What do we? Like, I've been in the city long enough, between urban redevelopment, the whole Amesbury Street, White Street, Chestnut Street, blah, blah, the whole bit. That whole thing, when that all became.
I look at a lot of these. I don't want to deflate the council president's balloon.
Yeah.
But I see them as political enhancers for him. I do. I really do. And I'll tell it to his face. I don't care.
Yeah, because what your economic development plan is, like I said, could be totally different than the 8 other councils.
Yeah, I know it. Or the 48,000 registered voters.
Yeah.
Or about the 3,000 people that have a brain in their head. But
I don't know.
Okay.
And then last but not least, authorization to expend $405,377 to PSAP 9/11 support and incentive grant for the police department. Not a problem.
What agenda item is that? What, 513?
513-24.
Huh?
513-24.
I only got 512 on this.
Oh, I have 513.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the latest.
What was that one for again?
To support an incentive grant for the Lawrence Police Lawrence Police Department, the PSAP 9/11 support and incentive grant. It was a late file, so.
Okay, that sounds like. I'm trying to remember what the name of the bill was way back when, the Quinn bill.
Okay.
Where, you get education, you go up a step in your salary.
Good.
Again, they're working the Quinn bill in, but unfortunately, the city's going to be paying for it as opposed to when the Quinn bill was law, the state would pay.
Oh, do you not know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I don't know. Like I said,
that's what it sounds like.
Anything the police or the fire put in for, I think it's great, and I think they deserve it.
Yep, they do.
They do. To help them, to help us, don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Don't have a problem with it. So now we get to talk to fun stuff. So tell them what you went. We have the ad hoc thing.
This is the thing. This is on Wednesday. Special public meeting. No public hearings, no communications. The committee report. This is the ad hoc committee on the school board modification. 14824. This was put on sometime in February or March, based on the numbering.
Yeah.
Establishment of a home rule petition. Oh, we don't want to talk home rule petitions, do we? Defining a governing structure for the Lawrence School Board upon the exit of state receivership. Okay?
Yep.
That was put on by the mayor. I think the mayor is getting overly optimistic because I don't foresee us meaning the Lawrence school system, for exiting receivership for at least 5 years. If they had an individual that had a track history in the Lawrence school system as a superintendent, it would be a different story. This guy just got in.
I know.
And
it was charter school.
Yeah. charter school. And I see where a lot of political hanger-ons are catching on with the school system. Yet, we know you don't take a cut in pay when you go to work in the political system. But again, as it is what it is. I think they're a little bit ahead of time.
But I mean, even if they send it up, there's no guarantee that people are gonna vote for it.
I'm trying to remember.
But even okay, so let's send it up. Let's say they send it up. Let's say it passes.
Yeah.
Okay. What are they gonna do with it? They're not ready.
No, they're not.
The city's not ready.
Yeah. I mean, this is just going to be another example of, and I'm going to use one that's a hot ticket item right now, is the LRA wanting, they want to go with the 2016 agenda item that passed that gives them the right. This is what's going to happen here. Well, things have changed. We want this now. No. No. Yeah. But again, I look at it, I look at it from a rather abstract point of view.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, and who sends it up for the home rule petition? Is it the council? Is it the mayor?
The council
votes for it.
We don't want to think about the last home rule petition, do we?
No.
That went up without the proper signatures and authorizations and got introduced to the Senate, state Senate, before everything was according to Hoyle. But it is what it is. Hopefully they can follow the rules this time.
Yeah.
But again, we had different people involved in that one versus this one.
Right.
And
like I said, we wouldn't be, and I can't tell you how many times I've said that we would not be in receivership if, when they got rid of Mr. LeBoy and all the teachers picketed outside of a school committee meeting saying, keep Mary Lou Bergeron, keep her for a year. She was the assistant superintendent.
Yep.
She knew what was going on. She had the experience, but no.
Unfortunately,
the school committee decided to say, okay, we're not going to keep her. We're going to look for someone else. Look at where we are now.
Yep.
We probably would not have even gone into receivership if they had done that.
I know. And look at the situation we're in now. We had, I call it a headhunting firm, go out and said, these are the 3 best qualified people. And who was the one that had the hissy fit that so-and-so had to be in that group?
Yeah.
Again, I see the same, not to diverge, but I see the same thing going to be happening with the police chief.
Oh, now that's probably on hold.
Yeah.
That's probably on hold now.
Well, I know you may have picked up some interesting tidbits. I know I picked up a lot of interesting tidbits yesterday.
So tell the people where we were yesterday.
We were at the 2-year minus a day construction commencement ceremony for the Lawrence Police Station. Today is actually the 2nd anniversary of the actual groundbreaking, where they had the parking lot and they brought in 6 or 8 bucket loads of yellow construction grade sand. They mounded it up and they got the politicians standing behind it with shovels. They broke ground, sand on pavement. Okay, I got over there yesterday. And I admit, I've had training in construction, so I mean, it didn't bother me. The worst they're going to say is no. Yep. And I went into the trailer. I had my work boots on. I had on a lime green vest. I was carrying a hard hat, and I told them what I wanted. I said, "Can I get down into the actual construction site and take pictures?"
Yep.
The pictures of the ceremony are great, wonderful. You see the politicians. Politicians, those are the guys. The guys in the hole. The guys.
They're the real heroes.
Yeah, they're the heroes.
They're the ones. They're the ones should be sitting up front.
Yeah. Well, they did get a group photo of them.
Right.
So I mean, I was bouncing back and forth, taking pictures, and I like to try to give people a different perspective on something, other than the normal.
Yeah.
PR photos. This is a reality
Right.
of this thing, and commencement. It looks like thing's about 4 to 5 months since commencement started, groundbreaking, the whole 9 yards. So I mean, I got photos like that, but then sadly, I did something that. Let me say my First Amendment rights were infringed upon very seriously by a social media source. My entire social media page was deleted. Yeah, I'm going through hell trying to establish another one so I can put up these pictures.
Yeah.
There is the mayor's director of communications, Nestor Castillo, his last name? I think it is. He posted a series of pictures, and it was the political group shots. I mean, it's there as like I said, I will post the link. I mean, the photos are nice. Mm-hmm. They're taken professionally taken, well staged, the whole 9 yards. But there was only like a dozen of them.
Right.
I mean, I took almost 120 photos. And I make an album. I put them up there. You make your own judgment of what's going on.
Right.
But unfortunately, I got to work on that. Try to see if I can figure a way to get that. I'm trying to figure a way that I can take the album. I don't know. Can I post an album on YouTube? I think I can.
I think you can.
I got to figure out how to do it. Okay. How do I notify people?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When I don't have people. People can't see where it is.
Right, yeah.
But if you want to beat on Brenda, she's got all the 118 photos for a variety of reasons. She's got all the photos, and I will be dropping the photos another thumb drive off with good friend Dahlia at the Rumbo News.
Yep.
118 photos in there. It's worthwhile.
Oh, she can pick what she wants.
Yeah, that's the agreement I have. You take what you want. You do it. I don't care. I don't even want the credit.
Right.
But again, I look at it and I say, the great city of Lawrence. But again, we had a good attendance.
Yep.
I mean. As some of them were walking in, I had both the Essex County District Attorney and the Essex County Sheriff say, "Hey, Rich, how you doing?"
Yep.
I don't know them professionally.
No, but they know. Yep.
I know them.
But,
well, I would call it a social.
Right. Well, because.
Yeah, I've dealt with them in several different venues.
Right. And you and Coppinger are both from the same area?
Yes, we're both from Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lynn boy. St. Mary's, he was St. Mary's 74, Lynn English 64.
Yep, okay.
And then Paul Tucker, he was chief of police in Salem, Mass, where I did live. He wasn't police chief when I was there, but he was police chief afterwards.
Okay.
And then I even squeezed in with the lieutenant governor. She was talking to Martha Velez, and I said, and they looked at me, and I said, Jesus, we could almost have a Salem reunion here. And she looked at me, and she's, what? I said, hey, I used to live on Cousin Street across from Richard's Leather Factory. She said, oh, we're doing wonders down in that neighborhood. I said, yeah, I get back every so often. So she was shocked that somebody looking like me with a hard hat on.
Maybe she thought you were one of the construction workers.
Well, it is what it is. I had the camera.
Yeah.
So they knew who I was.
Right.
They knew what I was. Pain in the neck, but again. So I mean, other than that, that's where we stand, and now we're entering. For those traditionalists, we're entering Columbus Day weekend.
Right.
And for those wokies,
Indigenous.
Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right. And then next Saturday, there are 2 events going on in the city.
Yeah.
At 9:30 at the corner of Mount Vernon and Corbett Road.
Yep.
They're going to be
Jacob? I don't even
Jacob
wanna-
Issy,
Yeah.
who was a police officer,
Yeah.
who was injured
In the line of
in
duty.
the line of duty.
Yes.
And for the longest time, they wouldn't recognize.
Yeah. And finally,
He's
he's been recognized up at Beacon Hill, or the monument they have up there, and he's
Right.
been recognized
And in
down in Washington
Washington, right.
at that monument
Right.
for the
Right. So he actually lives on they lived on Stevens Street.
yeah.
But I mean, at least here people can go by and see it.
Yes.
And and a lot of us, remember what happened to him.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice tribute to his wife and daughters.
Yeah.
They get to see it.
Yeah.
You
I mean, the several of us got some nice photos of the wife and the 4 daughters.
Five daughters.
Five daughters at Lee's Day of Remembrance.
Right.
They were all
Right.
sitting in the front row.
Right. Yes.
With the
yes.
T-shirts on for Jacob
is
and all
right.
that.
Yes. And I remember afterwards, because my mother used to always go to St. Mary's Bingo, and I would go there also. And he and his wife would always come to bingo.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're finally doing something for him. Recognize him.
Again, it's nice that the recognition is there, but it does not replace the fact
Yeah.
of what happened.
I know exactly. Exactly.
Unfortunately, violence is a major part of our society nowadays. I mean,
Right.
although his was what, 30 years ago, the late 80s.
Yeah, 70s, yeah. Around,
I think he died in the early 90s.
Possibly, I don't forget,
know.
yeah.
But
yeah.
again,
But at least he got the recognition, and
Yeah.
it is, it's
and then after that, immediately
we
after,
have the fire department open house.
yes,
I'm so excited.
yeah, get down
Yeah.
there, get some
Hamburgers, hot dogs?
get some pictures. Hopefully, I'll be up and running. I can post those pictures. Get pictures of the kids climbing on some of the equipment.
Some of the equipment. And the smokehouse, they have the smokehouse.
Yes.
Kids love the smokehouse.
Yeah, I know.
Kids will go in and out of it 100 times.
Yeah,
They
I
just
know it.
love the smokehouse.
And then if if the adults want to get smoked, they can go out behind the fire station where they're cooking the hot dogs and
This
hamburgers.
is true. This is very
And
true.
it is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So that, and then isn't there? Let's see, the 12th.
No, that's the 19th.
Oh no, I'm counting. 12 and 7 is 19. 19 and 7 is 20. Is there anything happen on Saturday the 26th? I think there is.
I don't know. I know. There's a disability thing on the 24th.
Yeah, I know. That's at the senior center.
That's a senior center.
What,
yeah.
4 o'clock to like 6?
At 4 to 6, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Richard Rodriguez
Right.
for Disability Month.
Right.
The month's almost over, but we'll
whatever.
celebrate it
Yeah.
anyways.
And then on the 31st, I think from 5 to 7 is Trunk or Treat at the center, senior center,
Yeah.
which we did last year, and
Oh,
I
I
was
was-
floored. I was totally floored.
Yeah.
You think, you have candy for like $2.50. You figure $2.50, $2.75, $5.
No.
You need candy for at least over like 1,000 kids.
Yeah, you
That's how
do.
many there were. The line, they come trickles, then all of a sudden you're watching as the line is on the sidewalk coming all the way in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know it.
So I've already bought my candy.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I'm buying a couple more bags because I think we're going to need them.
Yeah. And both sides of, I call the parking lot, there's 3 sections of parking lot there at the senior center. You got the section that goes along the side of the building. That
Right.
nothing goes over there.
No.
But you've got the row of signs where it divides.
Right.
You got a single row of cars going towards the building, and then you got the double from the curb in, and then you got from
Right.
that other row, and both sides of that outside thing of the
Right.
parking
Right.
was loaded with
Yeah.
different groups.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm going to put the LNAP sign out, and possibly my neighborhood association too.
Yeah.
I think,
It was funny to see people trying to borrow candy from other groups.
that was us. But the guy next to us, we borrowed a couple bags, and he still had tons of candy.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
Right.
I'm trying to think.
And then November, and well, we don't know what's happening Veterans Day yet.
November 3rd is Roger Toomey's pancake
Oh,
breakfast.
that's right, yes.
The Elks Club.
At the Elks
What is
Club,
it,
yeah.
$5 pancake breakfast?
Right, Veterans are free.
Yeah.
They have a raffle.
Oh, do they have a raffle?
Oh my God, yes.
The raffle's longer than the breakfast.
But it's a nice event, and you know, and if you know Roger Toomey, you know
his
and
wife, Marilyn, you know Chris.
and Chris,
Yeah.
you know, come to the Elks. I think it's what 8 to 11, 11:30,
8:30 to 11:30, but
right,
at
right,
11:30 they blow past 11:30 because they're still working on the raffles. And one of the biggies is the dollar bill tree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's worth about what, $250?
I think so, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
You know, and then on the 15th is the City of Lawrence tree lighting. So, yeah.
We're going to be having St. Patrick's Day. You have
No, that's March
lunch
8th.
on Christmas Eve.
No, March 8th is the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Okay.
But we can talk to it, yeah. But anyway, so that, you know, they're doing that. So, you know, we're trying to figure out logistics and whatever, how we want to work that. But that's that. And then, you know, there's nothing, you know, I don't think there's anything else. Like I said, no one's mentioned anything about Veterans Day. What's happening? Are they going to have a program? Are they not going to have a program? We don't have a VSO, so what do we do?
I heard that Kelly Frazier,
Yep.
chief cook and bottle washer at IVCS, I guess she's going to go before, she says she wants to go before the city council. I don't know in what manner, an agenda item or just as a public participation thing.
Yep.
She wants to put a veterans flag up on Memorial Day in the flagpole, if nothing
Veterans
else.
Day.
On Veterans Day, yes.
Okay.
If nothing else.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a veteran, and I see. I
You know
don't
what?
like.
You know, I hate to say this, but if we don't have a VSO, and I hate to put it on to this one person, let Martha do something. Because Martha does everything for the city, plans everything.
I know she does.
You know, let her, you know, because at least the veterans will have something.
Presently, well, this week I went in, and there was the Venetian blind on the door was down, and there was a note in the door. It said, for assistance, call Laura at.
Yeah, the senior center. Yeah,
senior center.
Because Nilsa was away, and there's no one in there.
Yeah. Somebody was in there Monday, one day, and then the other couple of times I was in there. It's.
So I mean, you know, what do we do? I mean, you hate to keep putting everything on Martha.
Yeah.
But at least she's organized and she can plan something.
Yes.
You know, she has Adelaide, she has Lisa, she has Laura, she has people. She has the staff.
She has a staff good staff of volunteers too.
Exactly. All she has to do is pick up a phone and say, "Hey, can you?" And it's yes.
I mean, does Jerry use that as a second address for voting? She's down there so much.
I know. In fact, I spoke to her. She texted me today about something like, you know.
But again, you know, the senior center, you know, it's a good deal, and unfortunately, that's where a brunt of the thing is. But again, Martha is the head of all of those collective smaller departments.
Right.
You know, the rec department, VSO.
Right.
I mean, some of
and
the
if we don't have anyone, then I mean,
somebody has to pick up the thing, and she has no problems.
No.
Doing it.
No. And how many times have you pick up the phone and say to Martha, "Okay, what about this?" And like, "Okay, we'll get on it."
We. You weren't there.
Oh, why wasn't I?
The dedication at White and Elm Street.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Dominic
I wasn't there. That's right.
I mean, as a rule, I'm not visibly impressed with some of these people, but he impressed the hell out of me.
Okay.
He did.
Okay.
You know why? The speech that he gave was 10, maybe 15 minutes long, in English.
Well, Well, he was born here. Wasn't he born here?
Yeah.
He lived in that area. He lived there.
Like 381. I think he was 379, which was the second door down. But again, that impressed the hell out of me.
I didn't realize he'd already gone to the high school and performed there for the kids.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I mean, yesterday I saw somebody messing around with a veteran sign down the bottom of Cross and Tremont Street, and I said, "What are they doing?" So I went down to look at it, and it was a survey crew, and I know where the street monuments are in my neck of the woods, and we're doing we're surveying the house up the top of the hill. I said, "The new house up the top of the hill?" No, that's the one right there in the fork in the road between Cross and Franklin Street. I mean, they've completely gutted it. New siding, new everything, new roofing.
Wow.
And if I'm not mistaken, Nicky Jam donated a serious amount of money to that.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to donating next to the senior center? They were going to turn that into a musical.
I don't know. This one,
because originally that was going to happen. It was going to be a musical.
I know. At least this is the rumor that I heard.
Okay.
But again, talking with a kid, I find out that his grandfather's brother was a guy I worked with 60 years ago. Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I gave him one of my. I said, "Here, tell him I'm still alive and kicking." So it is what it is. But again, there have been a lot of positive things happening in the city of Lawrence, and I mean, as cynical as I get in my old age, it is impressing me. The stuff that is just outside the touch of the political fingers and hands. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am loaded with cynicism.
Yeah.
Need we say any more about any of the political scene in Lawrence?
Right.
We know that there's a big dust up, a big blow up going on.
Yep.
Somebody was terminated, questionably, illegally. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh, yeah.
And this isn't like it was Joe Blow that got terminated. This is somebody with, I consider, some serious
education, a lot of
connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to see where this is going to shake out.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard rumors. We don't want to spread rumors.
No.
We only speak the facts.
Yeah.
And everything that I've said is what we know. I know is factually true.
And and like you said, this one tells you this. This one tells you this. This one tells you this. Piece it all together, and maybe you get the truth. And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where are we? What do we do?
Yeah. Which I know we got about. Yeah. Supposedly we got a few minutes left. Yeah. Which brings us to one of my pet things. Brenda and I won't be here before the election.
Right.
Okay. Can I say this? Get your asses out and vote.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to be helping the city per se with our political agendas. Right. But we have a presidential election. We have a Senate election. We have several other
state rep.
A governor's counselor. Yeah. We have a clerk of courts.
Speaking of which, did you see Doris Rodriguez was running for clerk of courts?
Who?
Doris Rodriguez. I just thought I'd let you know.
I'm running for Pope too.
Plus, there's the 5 ballot questions.
Yeah, the ballot questions.
You gotta, you can't complain if you don't get out and vote. And what was the primary? What was the percentage of people that voted?
Let's see. I'm going to say we had about, based on the numbers that were on the list and the numbers that voted, I'm going to say we had about 10% turnout. Okay, but that was state officials. Okay, now I expect a bigger turnout because it's a presidential election.
Right.
Okay, we'll see what happens there. But
people just don't
if
get out.
if you don't vote, I don't want to hear you bitch about anything.
No.
You have no right to bitch.
Nope.
And you
That's
can't
right.
you can't point. I can't point my finger and said, well, she's gonna vote. There's too many people that do that. I'm letting them vote for.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
But I do know a lot of people don't like voting primary because it's like they hate making that decision. Give me like the 2 people running, and I'll get out and vote.
Yeah, no,
Which is sad.
The 5 ballot questions. I am a transparency freak. I got to go with DeZoglio.
Oh, definitely.
I want to see, we have an auditor. Yeah, I want to see how where the money went. Not just this money went here. I want to see when it got here, what did it do?
Yeah.
That I want to see.
Yeah.
MCAS. Now, you and I are both the same vintage.
The Iowa.
Yeah, we took every what was it? Every 2 or 3 years
we would take. Iowa test,
it was a one-day Iowa test, no preparation.
No.
You just went in, you did it.
Right. Right.
I mean, I see MCAS is not a thing for students, but is more of a pat on the back to the school systems per se. And again, even if you fail the MCAS test, you're going to graduate.
But you don't get a diploma. That's the sad part. You don't. That's what makes it sad.
Okay, let's see. The next one is that the Uber driver thing?
I believe one of them is the Uber driver.
Okay, we get the Uber one. I've been told by one individual to vote no on it because they're related to an Uber driver and they don't feel it's in their best interests. Okay, the very last one is the tipping. To give a minimum wage or whatever. I don't even know if I'm going to vote on that one. And the last one, we got enough drug problems. We don't need people running around on psychedelic drugs. In fact, the other day I heard on the scanner, 4 people from it was either Andover or North Andover, bad mushrooms. They ended up going up to the hospital, and the police had to take pictures of the mushrooms, and it went to poison control, researched the mushrooms, and then they sent the results of what had to be done to
the hospital,
to LGH's emergency room. I don't know what happened. I only hear one side of the conversation. They dispatched both the police and the fire and the ambulance. That was it. I never hear the outcome. But again, I am not a drug person at all.
No.
Back in my party days, I just as soon drink a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon and watch my friends get.
You're old.
I know.
You're old.
I know I'm old.
You're old.
But again, watch my friends all get high on.
But the thing, it's just because we take Cassie to school, and across from when you get off of 495, get onto 110 right there, there's the mellow cannabis type thing. That parking lot's packed.
Yeah.
And we're talking 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But whatever,
in all honesty, I tried it a couple of times and it didn't do a damn thing for me.
I know they had a huge drug bust between Methuen and Lawrence, and I think they arrested 11 people.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Yeah.
And I saw a video of something happening up on last week up on Olive Ave at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's when the DEA goes in.
Oh, I know.
When everybody's passed out and asleep.
Yeah, well,
that's when you can control them the best.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's kind of hard to be a badass when you're in your underwear.
It's like why I don't these I don't know. Yeah. I keep going down by Glen Street occasionally to see if there's any cars. But
yeah, I know the old Glen Street fire station, and I was never here when it was a fire station.
Yeah, it wasn't a fire station for very long. That's for sure.
And
that was for
nobody
sure.
knows the terms of the lease deal with whoever has the lease. You can't find any information. It's buried very well, for a variety of
Hey,
reasons.
if you go up to Dahlia's, you're going to see the new stop signs at Beacon Street in Mount Vernon. They have like the flashing lights.
That's what they were doing, because I was out
Yeah.
there, I went out there
Because there was a terrible accident there. People don't stop.
I know.
The four-way stop and people don't stop.
I was out there looking for a particular item, and I had to go down and pull a U-turn and come back and pull over to see what I wanted. I said, what the hell are they doing? And they had a full-fledged DPW.
The light,
crew
yeah,
there.
they had the light.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, because there was two accidents. One on Lower Beacon Street. Someone went into a building, and then there was another. That was the accident.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever. It's it is what it is. But yeah, so we kind of. 4 minutes. Thank you.
How many more?
4.
4 more minutes.
Right. So it's so Stephanie was, when I was talking to her yesterday morning, they
Yeah.
were calling to say they finished it.
Yeah.
They have finished
That's
putting
good.
them up. Yeah. So hopefully, because that is a bad area.
It is.
And what happens is when school ends, the kids come down North Street, and then they turn onto Mount Vernon. They speed down Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Like, wow,
You come up Beacon Street, and as you're coming up Beacon Street, heading to the south, you're on a hill and you're going fast. The other direction, coming down Beacon Street from
Andover.
from the Andover direction, they don't seem to speed that much.
No,
but it's coming up the other
But
direction.
you know what it is? Because Andover has the 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you're not into Lawrence that long to kind of speed.
Which brings us back to I definitely support Giovanni with going down to 25 miles an
Oh,
hour.
I definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, granted, and they were talking maybe not all the streets, maybe, because I don't think you can do it on Broadway.
No.
Because you can't, I don't think you can do it you probably can do it South Union. Probably couldn't do it on Winthrop Ave because that's part of a highway.
Yeah.
But the smaller streets, I mean, every night around 11 o'clock, you can hear this one car go speeding up Baldwin.
You know what I have laying around in my backyard? The telephone pole, it used to be, well, it's still across the street from my house, did have a 20-mile-an-hour school zone speed limit sign, because when I first moved there, General Donovan was still being used as a school.
Oh, wow.
That sign got hit by a couple of trucks, and it just I took it down before it fell. I could put that thing back up there. I don't think that ordinance has ever been rescinded.
Probably
School
not.
zone.
Probably not.
I mean, if people ever knew what was on the various ordinance books.
And that's what they need. And someone said they wanted to go through the ordinances, and some that are obsolete, some and maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do an ordinance subcommittee and go start at the beginning, go like.
Shades of the 2010 charter review.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I know exactly where the charter sat.
Yep, and we know
Where
why
it
it sat
And we
there.
know why it sat there. But I know exactly where it sat.
Yeah.
In fact, remind me Tuesday night to mention that to someone.
But
That was
again,
hilarious.
there's a lot of things in the city ordinance that people don't realize. I mean, the city is saving money by not putting up no right turn or right turn on red signs. All of those intersections are posted. I mean, I come down Franklin Street, and if I'm the first car in line and I'm going to turn left on Common Street,
Yeah.
and there's nothing coming, I make the turn. That's illegal. I go down Cross Street to go into Broadway,
Right.
to go north on Broadway, and if there's no traffic coming, I make that turn. That's illegal. They're in the ordinance books.
Oh, wow.
There's a section on turns.
Did not even know that.
Yeah.
Did not even know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And they think old white-haired guy people don't know nothing. But what can I say? Well, I think
Anyway.
I think we're winding it down very quickly.
Well, what are we down to?
We got like almost nothing left.
Oh, okay. So anyway, come join us. We're in the second row.
Yeah.
You can be in the first row, or you can be behind us.
Yeah.
Or you can be actually the second row to the left of us.
Yeah.
whatever.
And any way you want.
Any way you want, except for the second row to the right.
Come down and see.
Come say hi.
Yes, say hi.
Bring us popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah, you bring your popcorn. Bring your pillows. Yeah. I mean, particularly for the 31 easement.
I hope they take those in a block. That's all I can say.
Please come down.
Please come down.
I will get up and I will mention at the end of my rant to get out and vote.
Right. Yeah.
If I don't see you, you don't hear from me
Yes.
because of a variety of reasons. Thank you, First Amendment, social media site.
But yes,
community standards.
Come down and
get out and vote.
See what a city council meeting is.
Huh?
Come watch a city council in action.
Yeah. Or in action. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but mostly in action.
Yeah.
But yes, come and join us.
Yes, please.
And enjoy the long weekend.
Yeah. Happy Columbus Indigenous People Day.
And we will see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Okay.
Please vote.
Please get out and vote.